let's work on the serve, okay? And what I want to talk about is how the elbow position is probably the most important thing in the serve, because if you don't have a good throwing motion like a thrower, then the serve's going to be tough. Now, I'm not saying we're going to serve like we throw, but the elbow position is very similar. So luckily for me, I played baseball when I was young before I taught myself tennis, and the serve became a natural motion because of this thing, okay? So this is something either you're good at or you got to work on, but it's important to know what it is. So when let's compare this to a forehand. Good forehands, the racket head gets swung back by the fist initiating that, right? You don't go racket back forward. You go racket head slings back, and now you got a lot of pace. That's called lagging forehand, right? So that's great with the forehand. Same principle with the serve, because we want this racket to go as fast as possible. So the only way to do that is to be loose and let the whole body kind of gather momentum. So what we're going to start with is how the elbow brings the racket head back. So this is what I'm talking about. You have to feel this position when you are going to serve, okay? Just like a thrower, they don't bring their arm back like this, because that's all tricep now. Notice the angle of my arm is now like 45 degrees. I have no sling to my throw, and now it's like a tricep exercise. And you're going to get some sort of power, I guess, but not by much. So we want to keep a 90 degree the entire time we take our racket back. I see a lot of players go like this when they take their racket back, and now you lose total elasticity in your serve, because you can try this. I feel it. I don't know if you guys would, but if I bring my elbow back and hold 90, my racket wants to pop up. Like, I'm not really doing that. I'm not like forcing it up. It just wants to go back up. So that's what we need to feel, like that right there. And the only way to do that is to have 90, because if you start doing this, I don't feel it anymore when I go here, okay? So 90 degrees, and then elbow leads the way. So if we can do that, now the only difference between throwing and serving, because this is very similar, right? Throwing, and this is very similar to throwing, is that we're going up because we have a net in the way. So we don't want to go forward and rotate our shoulders like this. We want to go up and over, okay? So we're going to go here, and then as I go, boom, I can get a lot more pace on that ball, okay? And that's what I want you guys to really focus on when you're doing this, because now you can get that pace, and then everything else comes together, right? You can have a good setup with your serve, good smooth motion, all these other things. But if you don't have this part, there's not a lot of potential to your serve, to be honest. You're not going to have a big serve. Every good server has this no matter what, okay? You have to have this 90 degrees, and then feeling your racket drop as your elbow goes forward to the ball. And then now this position allows you now to go up and hit that ball, okay? So that is your mission, to have that in your swing. And I would just isolate it, to be honest, because you don't need to complicate this. So I'm going to have 90, go here, and then just feel the racket swing back and getting tons of power on these swings without even jumping yet. So that's kind of what I want you guys to start feeling, and then everything will come together, okay? So with that, good luck and happy training.